Okay, Wendy, the recording is in process.
Good morning.
Good morning, Wendy. Listen, we have got today is December 30th of 2022. It's Friday, December 30th, 2022, and we are getting ready for some mega bowl games. We got Christmas out of the way. Everybody appears to be happy, and we are ready to rock and roll. How are you doing?
Trey, doing great. My dogs are getting ready to bark like crazy, so I'm going to let them out real quick. So I'm going to give it to you for 2 seconds. Sorry.
That a girl. That a girl. Get them dogs out. Two good dogs, by the way. Does everybody like my white background?
Yeah, no, I asked where your background was, and you said you were just going to white it out today. Just nothing, no fun glasses, no nothing for us.
No fun glasses. But Wendy, I do have to tell you something. So I'm up here in Knoxville.
Yes.
Now, you're literally 15 minutes away from here. I'm at Mom and Bob's house right now. I'm upstairs doing this, but I have got to tell you something.
What?
So me and Mom and Bob, we go out just for a little bit the other night, grab a pizza, hang out some, just catching up, Christmas type stuff. And I get into talking with Mom about relationship stuff.
Right.
And basically, Wendy, I'm not going to tell you what the whole conversation was, but the conversation ended with Mom telling me that I just need to get a dog.
There's probably some truth to that, though. I'm telling you, dogs.
We wind down this road, da 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 da. You know what you talk about, And she's like, "Well, Trey, you might just ought to get a dog."
That's right. That's
so
right.
Me and her laughed about that. Me and her laughed about that all night. We were singing it to Randy Travis. I told you so.
Yep.
You know what he says? I told you so. And
yep.
Get a dog.
That's probably what we all need to do before we get into relationships.
All right, that was funny to me. I love Mom. We had the best time, but now we're getting ready for football. Now everybody's ready to rock and roll, Wendy. We wanted to jump back on here. Want to wish everybody out there a happy New Year.
Yes.
Keep pushing through the holiday season. We finally got the cold weather in the South out of here. Now it's warm again. So there is that. Wendy, how do you want to do this? What do you want to get into?
Well, listen, we've got a big game tonight. This Clemson-Tennessee game, man, I'm really, really excited about this Tennessee-Clemson game. One, I think it's a great matchup, right? Like, I think it's two pretty evenly matched teams going against each other. I personally think it's one of the better bowl games that got scheduled. I'm not in love with the 8 o'clock start time. I know it's a Friday night. I kind of get that, but I don't know. I'd like to have seen a 6 or a 7, personal opinion. Feels a little late considering mine and yours game starts at noon tomorrow, right? So there's not a lot of time to wind down from that game and then get ready for the next game. But here's why I'm excited. You've got our backup quarterback at Tennessee, and then you got the backup quarterback. I think it's Cade Klubnik. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, he's the guy that came in for number 5.
Yeah, the guy that
won them several games this year, by the way.
Right. So really excited to see what Milton can do. And with them both being newer quarterbacks, right? Taking the field, not starting quarterbacks. I do think it could be one of the better games that we see over the next few days. But I think, Trey, for me, what Tennessee, again, I'm always going to go back to this. I truly believe that Tennessee has to win this game. And I'm a big Tennessee ball fan today. Are you a big Tennessee ball fan today?
Yeah, sure I am. I mean, I like Dabo too. I like the Clemson deal, and I like the Tennessee thing. Now, I've been on Tennessee a lot longer than you've been on Tennessee.
Yeah.
Last year, you had Tennessee losing to Tennessee Tech.
Yep.
And I think you jumped on this Heupel train.
Oh, I did.
Once you saw the fireworks at Neyland Stadium, you said, "I'm all about that."
I'm a bandwagon fan.
Bandwagon fan. And here's the point, in my honest opinion, and it's really Tennessee is a good team. I think it gets lost in the shuffle. Like, Tennessee has a pretty good defense. Tennessee has a good offense. I mean, Tennessee is a good football team that really just came up short in a game late in the year. So I look for Tennessee to go out there and really beat Clemson, unless these guys are just not motivated. So I look for a big night from Tennessee, and I think they're going to win the game.
Do you think though that they wouldn't be motivated considering I think how important it is for them for the rankings coming into the season? I mean, I guess my thing is they still have the hurry up offense, which we have talked about all season, that not everybody can protect that, right? Alabama had a hard time with the hurry up offense. LSU had a hard time with the hurry up offense. So my question, I think if they stick with the same game plan, I can't see Clemson keeping up with that hurry up offense. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I mean, I think Dabo's done a great job this year at Clemson, getting this team to this point, winning the ACC championship game when they really, to me, were kind of playing against the stacked deck most of the season with their quarterback. And it's an incredible job by Dabo Swinney. There's just this thing about Tennessee that they're better. And I think why I keep saying that is because their defense is better than I think people give them credit for.
Right.
I know they give up some points. I know they've had a couple of bad games. That's fine too. But Tennessee's defense is a little bit better than I think people give them credit for. And I think you'll see it tonight. So.
Well, I'm calling for Tennessee to beat Clemson, and I'm calling for 30. I'm actually going 41-32. I'm going for a high scoring game. Trey, this Milton kid throws it 60 yards down the field too.
Yeah.
As long as they're catching them.
I agree with you. Last week, I think you said Susan and Melissa. Big shout out to Susan and Melissa. Said it was 24-20. Maybe they have changed their mind too, but we know they will be watching the game.
Oh, absolutely.
And BT Dubs, Susan and Melissa has one of the best pool party setups in America.
Ever been invented.
America.
The most hospitable people you'll ever be around, but when you walk in their backyard, it's like it's like an oasis. You feel like you're in another country. It's the craziest thing. Also, shout out to Val and her family. They're going to be watching it like crazy tonight, Trey. I mean, they're so excited. We have a bunch of friends down there. Shannon and Gary, the Birchfields went down. They're staying in Margaritaville down in Miami. So big time for them. I think they ended up with a suite. Like a suite at the game.
A suite?
Yes, they're not sitting in the stands. They ended up, I think a bunch of them got together and just split the suite, which I think is a brilliant idea.
Let's go. Are you and Val best friends, Wendy?
Val is one of my very best friends. I love her so much. She is one of the sweetest, most graceful women I've ever met. I strive to be like Val every day. I can't wait for you to meet her. You'll love her.
All right, let's go, Val. All right, so now let's move on. Wendy, where are we going from there?
Oh, it's going to be Alabama. I mean, we're just going to go in order of the games because tomorrow morning at noon, which I've got a problem with that, but noon, we've got Alabama playing Kansas State.
Alabama Crimson Tide plays Kansas State. Wendy, and you know, when this game first came out, really boring game. Didn't think a couple of our bigger players, Bryce Young and Anderson, were going to play. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I just had a phone ring and I knew I couldn't keep that off. Hold on. Let me go to airplane mode. I just had my phone ring. If that was a big insurance deal, this is a major problem. I don't think it was. I think it was a spam person anyway. Anyway, good way to lose my train of thought. This is how my brain works every day of my life. Yes. Wendy, what was I talking about?
Kansas State, you were worried about it not being a good game because we didn't think
all these players not playing in the game. Well, now it comes out Anderson and Young and all these guys are playing in the game. Kansas State coach comes out yesterday and says, yeah, we don't play an SEC schedule in week 10 or 11. We're somebody, you know, the SEC team's catching Citadel.
Yeah.
While Kansas State is playing Texas.
Okay, well, we played Texas too, Kansas State, at the beginning of the year.
We played Texas the second week of the year.
Second
Texas,
game.
While you literally were playing a team, and I'm being serious, nobody on the planet has ever heard about.
Don't even know where the school is, Trey. I couldn't even tell you where that college is. And let me tell you something, Kansas State coach, you want to come talking smack to the SEC today? That's fine. We're going to beat you so bad because let me tell you something. That's called rat poisoning to me. So they're going to play it all through that locker room, and they're going to go out and they're going to show you what happens when you come out and talk crap about the SEC or Alabama, because at this point, you're not in the SEC, Kansas State. You couldn't hang with the SEC if you had to. And just because you beat TCU, what did it do for you? What did it do for you? You got Alabama at noon. Okay,
in the Big Easy.
In the Big Easy. So let's talk about this. What's this Kansas State coach's name anyway? What's his name?
I don't know.
You know why it
I
doesn't
don't
matter?
know.
Because he's not relevant. I don't even know your name, coach, because you're not relevant. So get out of the SEC. I'm going to beat the crap out of you tomorrow, and you can go on. That ticked me off so bad I couldn't see straight, as you can tell.
Wendy, if you wanted bulletin board material, he just gave you some. And I really do think Alabama, number one, Alabama's a good team. I think Kansas State's probably a good team too. I don't watch Kansas State. I mean, if you want to bore me in my life, tell me to watch a Kansas State regular season game.
Boring.
But Alabama's got to play tomorrow, and I hope our boys are ready to play. I think Saban's got them ready to play. He thinks these practices are some of the best practices he's had, I think, relative to getting the guys to buy in.
Right.
So tomorrow at 12 o'clock, everybody grab their Bloody Marys, hang on
Mimosas.
tight. Mimosas, because we are in for a wild ride.
But listen, Trey, I hope we kill him. I hope we kill him 62-0. I hope they don't score a point. I hope that Kansas State coach, when he has his interview after, that he's crying and that his wife has to come and hold his hand because he can't get through the interview. That's what I hope happens to that Kansas State coach. I'm mad. I'm on one about that. He doesn't get to come and talk about a conference that has the most difficult conference in the country. You beat TCU by a point, dude, and all of y'all were hanging on for dear life in that game in the fourth quarter on. Nobody could walk. Nobody could run by the end of that game. So the little Kansas State guy can go on, and I'm going to tell you something. I hope he loses so bad that he loses his job.
Wendy.
Right?
No, Wendy.
I'm that mad. You can't come out and talk about Saban in the SEC like that. I hope they never see this.
Let's go, man. I know. It fired me up, too. And I started thinking, like, hell, maybe I want to drive down to New Orleans and just see this in person. But, hey, good for him. If he's going for the entertainment value, good job. You did it. I think our team's fired up. And we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Bring your popcorn, Kansas State. Bring your popcorn.
All the talking stops tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
Yes.
And I think what's going to happen is you're going to get out there and these guys on turf indoors, all of a sudden these guys for Alabama are a little bit bigger, a little bit faster, a little bit meaner, a little bit tougher than you thought. And, you know, we're just all going to have to witness what happens. Wendy, looking forward to that one. Let's move on because we got stuff to do today. What's the next game you want to talk about?
Next game, I do want to touch on TCU, Michigan, Trey. I'm pulling for TCU now. I'm the person that changes my mind every other week. I'm a TCU fan this week. I want TCU to win it. Why not? Why not? I hate Jim Harbaugh. See, I get on one about this stuff. In all of the madness of us not getting in, I forgot that Jim Harbaugh found a way to get in, and you know I hate Jim Harbaugh. So honestly, I'm getting a TCU t-shirt. I'm going to pull for TCU tomorrow, and I hope they beat the brakes off of Harbaugh. That's what I hope.
Well, and that's what, I think that was kind of what the factor was this year with you anyway. Last year, you were so against Harbaugh, and this year, your anger was sort of directed more towards Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah.
But you're still saying for all the world to know you're not a Michigan fan or a Harbaugh fan.
I think Jim Harbaugh is one of the – I've never liked him, but here's the problem. He does this stuff every year. He always comes and talks crap. He always talks crap about Saban in the SEC, and I've never liked him. I've never liked him, and they never figure out a way to win anything. They talk a bunch of smack, and then he gets them to the championship, and they can't do anything, right? Now, this year, Michigan, you might be able to pull something out because Alabama's not in there to take it away from you. But I hope that TCU beats the brakes off of him and that he finally quits and goes on to the NFL so I don't have to worry with him. He needs to go to the NFL with his brother is what he needs to do.
Well, he's been in the NFL. He's had some success in the NFL. But, and I think that, there's other people that think TCU is going to win this game. Wendy, I just don't see it. I just think Michigan is too locked in. And I know I said it on the last podcast that we did. But when you lose a game late in the year and you've been riding the wave, I'm telling you right now, it's hard to get back up. It's hard to get back up. Michigan's just flying through there. They lost this game last year. They're going to win it this year. Now, I do think what's the big deal is they are playing this game in Arizona.
Yeah.
I think that favors TCU some. I think there's probably going to be a lot of TCU fans there.
Yes.
So if they get some momentum in the game, you never know. Look out. I still like Michigan to win the football game.
Okay. And then last, Trey, we've got to touch on Georgia just for Barry, so Barry doesn't think we forgot about him. And, as the days have gone on, I'm thinking maybe this Ohio State game could be a little bit better than what I thought. But, Trey, I just see Georgia killing them. I don't know why. I just have a feeling that Georgia's just going to come out and totally dominate the game. Make them look silly, dominate the game. That is what my gut tells me.
No, I agree with you too, and I think that's the great part about this. Barry and Jan, his mother. Now Barry is a good fan. Like Barry
Yes.
is a Georgia fan. I'm not gonna. I mean, I'd probably go as far as to say is Barry is close to a typical Georgia fan. Like
Right.
he likes his team and he loves talking that smack.
Yes.
His mother, though, his mother Jan, she is an old school Georgia fan.
Okay.
I mean, she's hanging on by every thread. Let's go, Georgia. There's a nervous energy about it. They want to win, but they don't want to be too cocky, but they don't
Right.
want to, play Kelly. But I look for Georgia to win the game. Here's what I would look for in that Georgia Ohio State game. Number one, if Ohio State comes out and is ready to play and punches Georgia in the mouth. If they come out here and say, "What's up?" and hammers them a little bit, can Georgia find a different way to win a football game? Can Georgia handle a punch? Now, if you're a big Georgia fan, you can tell me how many punches y'all handled this year. Great, no worries. But if Georgia comes out and Ohio State is not there to play, Georgia will blast them off the turf. But if Ohio State punches them in the mouth, what will Georgia do? I think that's what you got to watch in the game. I still think Georgia's the better team, and it's going to be an exciting game. Now, that game starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, too. Wendy, what are the chances you will make it to the end of that game?
There's not a lot. And a lot of it depends. And me and Chris literally were talking about it before we started this one, because we have to get started so early. Now, I did do better this year and I've just ordered food. So we don't have to stay up the night before cooking and some things like that, just because we've got such a long day. Trey, though, I really think it just depends on, honestly, how that TCU Michigan game goes. Because if that's a crazy game, that's just going to keep that adrenaline going all day, right? Adrenaline me into the next game.
Right.
What can happen is I'll have all the adrenaline for the Bama game. If the next game's boring and slow, then it's like nap time. You know what I mean? And then I'd have to try to get my adrenaline going back, which can be difficult at this age. So hopefully the second game's a good game.
Yeah.
That'll keep me in it.
Yeah, and I don't know if we need to make alternative plans if something really goes south in the Alabama game, or we're just in it to win it tomorrow.
Right.
But listen, you got anything else? We're going to jump off here pretty quick today. Wanted to tell everybody Happy New Year. What else you got, Scooter?
Yeah, Trey, that's it. Just, basically, I want to beat the brakes off Kansas State. I want to send all their fans and parents and everybody home crying at this point. I don't care anything about the whole state of Kansas. So
whoa,
that's all I've got.
So you're on one.
I've been on one since he came out and started talking smack. And the thing is I don't know why you would ever give that to Saban. It makes no sense. But also, why would you tick off the whole of the SEC? Why would you do that? Yeah. Do you think you're a bigger program? Do you think you're a bigger conference, man? Like you gotta have a little bit of respect for what the SEC has done. And what I'd really love to say is, how many national championships has anybody else won since this playoff started? What, 2? I think the SEC's won every one but 2. So come on, Kansas State coach. I'm not even going to learn your name because you're that insignificant to me.
Whoa, there is shots fired. And listen, everybody out there, I like it, Wendy. Everybody out there that's watching their teams, good luck to your team. And Wendy, if there's anything else. Now, listen, we need to get set up for, are we doing all the games at your house? Or
I don't know. That's what I'm coming over today so we can all talk about the next. Okay. I know we're doing Alabama over here, and I'm sure we'll follow into that second game.
See, I was thinking doing the Alabama game at Mom and Bob's. And then, but anyway,
that might work too. That might work.
Off here. All right, I love you, babe.
I love you. Happy New Year, everybody, and roll Tide.
Happy New Year. Talk to you later, babe.
Bye. Love you.
Love you.